So today we will look at arrays and then collections. Okay, collections basically we have seen almost we have covered. Only dictionary is pending. We will start with arrays. Arrays basically we have discussed strings, right? String is a collection of some elements. So array is a similar kind of thing. Okay, so only thing Python has provided some library for array for creating array, and the difference between array and string is in string uh, we can uh, put some different types of elements, right? But in array, uh, sorry, it was list, not a string list. So in list we can put different type of elements, but in array we can have only same type of elements, right? If we create integer array, we can put integer type of elements only. It's not possible to put some string type of elements or float type of elements inside the integer type of array. Okay, so these are the, so I have collected this from some site. Okay, so these are the types that we can we can create array of this kind of types: signed char, unsigned char. Okay, Unicode character, signed short, unsigned short. So these many types of elements are there. We can create array of this kind of elements. Okay, this type of elements. Basically, why do we need array? First of thing, let's say uh, I have percentage mass of 100 students, right? Hundreds of students. So I want to store them in some variables. So what I will have to do, I will have to create hundreds of variables, right? M1, M2 up to 100, and I will store them in those variables, right? So
Yes.
I have to create hundreds of variables, and if I want to print these marks, percentage marks, again I will to write. Let's say I have to print this in the different statements on the different lines. Okay, on the console. So I have to write 100 different statements, isn't it? So rather than doing these kind of things while writing a code, what I do, I'll create one variable of type array. Okay, I'll put some size here. Let's say 100. Okay, so this is generic. This is not about Python, and I'll store all these elements in this array. Okay, so it will create like this in memory. Okay, the first element will be positioned as 0. Index of second element is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 100th element would be 99. So if you want to access any element, how we can do that? Using m of 0, zeroth element, m of 1, this way. So we can do slicing also here. So we'll do that functionalities while working with the array. If I want to remove this part, I can do that. Okay. So we have already seen how to do slicing, right? So we can do it with array as well. We can remove certain elements, that is possible. We can add the elements. Okay. We can insert the element. If I want to insert between 4 and 5, that is also possible. Okay. If you want to add, uh, this is about single element. If you want to add n number of elements, like I want to add one more array with this array, that is also possible. Okay. So we can do lot of things with lot of operations with the array. So we'll see that while writing a code. Okay. I hope this is clear. Any doubt in this
No,
array?
sir. No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
Let me open Jupyter. It is not open. You guys checking that hacker rank, right? Hacker rank or hacker earth? Do you working?
Yes, sir.
Are you working on
Yes, sir.
daily basis?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what kind of assignments you have done so far in hacker rank?
Challenges.
Yes. What challenges?
So they are
If
giving different challenges, like queries or anything. We solve that.
Have you solved any uh, assignments or the challenges on this? So whatever we have covered so far, have you solved the challenges on that?
yes, yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
So if statements means control statements and loops and arrays, we have not yet.
Mm.
Okay, so how do you find that? Is that easy or little bit complex or something? What is the complexity level?
Some of them are easy.
Hmm?
Some are easy, sir.
Some are easy.
Mm.
So what are you doing then with complex problems? Are you solving that or you are letting it go?
No, sir. Trying to understand that.
Working on it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so to work with the array, we need to import some library. Okay. Library means what? Some it is some kind of program. Okay. In that
Including
program,
header files.
header files, but it is some kind of program that was written by inside the Python itself. Okay.
Okay.
And that would have some methods that are required to do some programming. Okay. So this library would be having some methods, some functions that we need to work with the arrays. That's it. So import array, I'll give it some name. Let's say A or A1. Now I declare some number array. Now I want to create array. So there is one array function there. Okay, inside this library. Inside this library. So I will call that function. Okay. And this function we have to pass some parameters. Two parameters are there. First is the data type. What type of array you want to create, and second is a list. That's it. Number of elements. Now you can print this. So it will print in this format. Array in the same format. Array and in bracket type of elements, comma, number of elements. Got this format? How we are
Yes, sir.
how we are passing the parameters
Yes, sir.
to this array function. Okay. Now after declaring array, we can do any kind of operation, whatever we want with this array. Okay. Let's say I want to add one more element at the end. Okay. What I'll do? Numbers dot. I have append function inside this library, array library. Okay. So numbers of dot append. Let's say nine. I will print this. I want to insert one element at position, let's say 3. So numbers dot insert position is 3. At third position, I want to insert 10. See, okay. Now let's say I want to add n number of elements at the end of this list. So to add a single element, we are using append function. To add multiple elements, we have extend function. That means we are extending that array. Numbers dot extend. Now let's say I want to delete some number. I want to delete some number. Let's say this number I want to delete 3. What I'll do numbers dot sorry del numbers of, I need to provide the position. I want to remove this 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Position 4. See, 3 has been removed. Even I can delete the whole array as well by this function, by using this function. Del numbers. just put this much. So it will remove, it will delete the whole array. Now let us look at the slicing part. Let's say I want to extract this part. Okay. What to write here? Syntax of slicing is same. What we have seen earlier.
Uh,
Start colon end.
colon.
That's it. So what is the starting position? I want to
0.
extract this much, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3 from 3 colon up to what? 3, 4, 5. But if I give 5, then it will extract this much up to here. So we want to give 6.
2, 3.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want to extract in reverse order these 3 elements. I want this 13 first, then 12, then 11. What do I write here?
-3.
Minus 3.
Colon.
No. Min- -1.
Minus 1. No, right? It is giving me in this order 11, 12, 13. I want 13 first, 13 to be displayed first, then 12, then 11.
0 to minus 3.
Zero, this is 0th position.
Okay.
0 and minus 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So it will extend up to here.
So -1 to
Minus,
Minus 1,
to -3. Lower one, sir.
right now? Oh, it's not extracting anything. Let's try it out this. 13, 12, 11, 9, 10 in the reverse order, right?
yes.
Now I want to just put up to where I want to extract that, up to here, right?
Yeah.
Minus 3, minus 2, minus, sorry, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4.
Minus.
See?
Colon.
Okay. So this was about array. So this is how you can work with the array. So let us move ahead with the next topic. That is collections. So Python provides different kind of collections. That is list, tuple. List is, for example, we can declare list like this. This is a number list. We can have string list as well. Okay. Tuple. For example, tuple we can create like this. It's in the open bracket parenthesis. And what is difference between list and tuple? It's some difference is there, right? What is that?
List is immutable. Sorry, list is mutable and tuple is
Tuple is
immutable.
immutable. Next is sets. Sets we can declare like this. Okay, inside curly braces. And I told one difference between sets and list. What was that?
Sets does uh, duplicate values, will not print.
So list can have duplicate numbers or duplicate values. Set, even if we put duplicate numbers while printing, while retrieving the values, it will retrieve only the unique values.
Case sensitive.
Sets is that, is it?
Yes, sir.
Case sensitive. I need to check that because I never saw that whether the elements inside the sets is the case sensitive. See, while in Python, whatever you put in the variable, that is case sensitive. Means in one variable you have put some, let's say Python P capital, and another variable if you are all smalls are there, then obviously they are different. These two variables are different. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So that was just what you are saying, right? That was object comparison, right? Object or variable
Yes.
case sensitive. We talk about. So next thing is a dictionary. So dictionary we can create like this: variable name equal to, again it is in the curly braces, but the values would be in the key and value format. This is the key, colon, this is the value. Okay, this way we can create a dictionary. Okay, so we'll see some programs on this dictionary, some operations on the dictionary in the code. Okay. So this is how we declare the dictionary. Okay. print name dict. Let's see what happens. So it's printing the whole dictionary. If you want all keys from the dictionary, okay, I have one function called keys. Okay, so it's returning all keys. So if you want to display the temperature of each city, okay, temperature of each city. So what I'll do, I'll just iterate over the loop for t in temp date dot keys. Before that, I just show you how to extract the value. How do I get the value from dictionary? Okay, so let's say I want to see the temperature of city Delhi. Print temp date of Delhi. Okay, so it's returning back the value. I want to display all the values. So what I'll do, I'll take one loop for t in temp date dot keys. Print temp date of what?
T.
This is one way of printing. What is another way? I can display the temperature of all cities.
Form
Format
curly braces.
temperature of, just put some placeholder. Format T. So Python provides one more function called values, that to making use of that you can directly display the values instead of iterating over the loop. Okay, print temp date dot values. It will give you all values. Likewise, but if you want to display them in the proper format, then you will have to iterate over the loop, because this is providing the just returning back the list. Okay,
Hmm.
so one more function is there. So This is about just keys and values. So we are just using that independently and getting the individual values or individual keys. Okay, I want to iterate over each item. So this is one item, right? This is one item in the dictionary. This is the first item, this is second item, and this is third item. So I want to iterate over these items. So for that, Python has provided us items function. Items. See, so it is returning the list containing all items. This is first, second, and third. Understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So if you want to change any value, that is also possible. Let's say I want to change or update uh, this temperature of Bangalore. Let's say 52. I have to change. Another way of changing or updating the value is using the update function. Python has provided update function as well. But for using update function, we have to provide the whole item as a parameter. See how to do that. Update. We have to send the whole item. Bangalore colon. Okay. Now, if you want to delete some item, that is also possible. So again, we can make use of del function as we saw earlier. Del delete. So which item you want to delete? Say daily. What happened?
Print
No.
colon, sir.
Oh, P. This is
Okay.
not present, right? See. So likewise, you can delete the whole dictionary as well using del function. So we are not doing that now. So we have one clear method as well to clear the items inside the dictionary. Name dict dot clear. Now if you try to print this, it won't print anything, right? Empty dictionary.
Hmm.
Clear so far? Whatever we have done. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, then shall we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So next thing is functions. So you are writing the program, let's say, and you have written the program. It is a very large program. So after while doing the analysis, means while going through that again, so you found that there are certain code that is written repeatedly. Okay, while going through this code again, what I found, certain code, certain lines of code is written repeatedly. Here, let's say I want to calculate some total. Okay, I'm doing that at many places. Here, let's say here, here. So, in order to is remove this, means in order to prevent this programmer from doing the same thing repeatedly, every programming language has provided this function thing. So we can make use of functions. And so what actually function is some some code that is written repeatedly. So what we do, we just take that code out and write at some other place and call that code from there, from here. Okay, so I'll remove this code from here, write somewhere here, and call this code. So this is what function. This is nothing but a block of code written somewhere else and being called from your main function. Okay, so let us look at the syntax of this. Function is a set of instructions that you want to use repeatedly. So this means function is nothing but a piece of code that is written to perform specific tasks. Okay, there are different types of functions. First, in a built-in functions, we have seen so far a few built-in functions. That is a print function we have already used. Means we are always using this in all our programs. Split function we have used, input function we have used, len, range, and just now we have seen so far so many functions, right? Here in dictionary, list, tuple. So next type of function is a user-defined functions. Okay, this is function. These functions are written by us that are not provided in the Python library. Okay, at later point of time, if you want to create your own library with your functions, that is possible. Okay, syntax starts with keyword def, then function name, colon and function body. Open close parenthesis. Okay, so this is simple function. We'll declare one function and call it from some other place. How to call? Just write the function name. That's it. So this is how we write a function. You can write a function and call it from some other place. Okay. So let us work with some parameters and arguments. How to pass the parameters. Okay. There are different type of parameters in Python. So we'll look at it. Okay. So here I am printing just printing this text. Now what I want, I don't want this to be printed every time printed as a Nikhil. Whenever I send some name, it should display me that particular name. Okay. Again, this this good evening, this message. This message should be printed every time. It should print something else, something different. Now what will happen? Every time it will print this hi Nikhil, good evening. Okay. I don't want that. I want this name to be changed every time, and this message should be also changed. So what I do here, I create a parameterized function. Name, comma, message. Here, while calling this function, now what will happen? Let's say, okay. Now I'll call this function error. Why? Because now it is expecting some values over here to be sent. Since it is a parameterized function. Okay. What error it is giving? Grit missing two required positional arguments, name and message. So what I do here is and here Okay, so this is called as a parameterized function. So we are passing some, we have created parameterized function, and while calling the function, we are passing some arguments. Okay.
Yes.
So what is
Okay.
meant by arguments?
See, arguments and parameters. So whatever values we are passing to the parameter, those values are called as or named as arguments. That's it. Parameter value.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is parameter and this is argument. Okay. Now I have written function like this. Okay. Parameters are in this order. First parameter is a name and second parameter is a message. Now while calling this function, I just change the order of these parameters or order of the arguments. What will happen? So this is wrong, right? So this should not happen. This should not happen. So what one thing is we need to take care of this. Okay, while passing the arguments, they those arguments should be in the proper order, in the same order what parameters have been declared. Okay. Otherwise, what I will do, I will convert this parameter as a default parameter into default parameter. Let this parameter as there. So while calling, I'll take care of that. See, what I will do here, if I want to change the order, what I'll do, I'll do like this. Message equal to good morning. Name equal to. Now what will happen? Now I'm passing this value for this parameter. Okay, and this value for this parameter. So here I am using keyword arguments. These are called as a keyword arguments. Understood this keyword arguments?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I just pass one argument. What will happen? Again error. So it did not receive the value for this parameter message. So I don't want this kind of error. So what I do here is I just make some changes here in this function declaration. I'll convert this parameter into default parameter. Let's run this. Okay. So whether you pass any parameter or argument from here or not, so it will, irrespective of this value, second parameter value, it will take this default value. Okay. If you are passing the value from here, that value would be overwritten. Oh, you got this right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have seen this doc string. This is called as doc string. Okay. So we have three parameters here, and we are passing three arguments from here. Now let's say I I'm passing more than three parameters. Okay. Obviously, it will throw an error because there is no place to hold these arguments. Okay. So let's say while declaring the function, I don't know the user of this function or the developer who is going to use this function. I don't know how many arguments he is going to pass. Okay. So initially what I said, you can create your own library of the functions. Correct. So you are a developer of these functions. Okay, library, and you are declaring this function inside your library. So while writing this function, you don't know how many parameters or how many arguments uh, would be sent to this function. So at that point of time, what you have to do is instead of instead of putting the parameter names like this, you can make use of another type of parameter that is called as arbitrary parameter. Okay, so how to declare that? Just asterisk. Now, if I say print name of 0, so it should print A over there. Okay, now I'll execute this. Okay, now it is sending this list. It is converting this parameter argument into list, and that list is stored here in this variable. Now you know how to iterate over the list, right? So you can iterate over the list or n in names. Print n. Whatever.
Get names.
Oh, parenthesis. We forgot parenthesis.
Mhm.
This is
So there is only name or names.
name is there, no name. Okay. Right. So another way is just declare one variable. Let's say I or I equal to 0, and I equal to 0 for I in range of len of name. Len of name plus 1. That's it. Print name of I and I plus plus, right? Oh, it's not taking like this. Range of name. Okay. It's printing and giving error index out of range. So we don't need this.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Some advanced functions are pending now. It's anonymous function. So we'll look at that on Monday. So any doubt in today's session?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So I'll write some assignments today and share with you on your email ID. Okay. So
Okay,
let's
sir.
work on that tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then let us stop here. I'll stop the recording. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
prof.
sir. Bye.